Hello, my name is Denzel Washington, and I am very excited to bring you this video on the Philadelphia Eagles. Okay, you got me. I'm not Denzel Washington, but I look like him, and I'm very excited to bring you this video. You see, we've got a lot to talk about. The Philadelphia Eagles are the greatest franchise in the history of sports, and before we get into it, we have to talk about what just happened, what just went down, what just convoluted. What happened? Isaac Seumalo has signed a 3-year contract with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and he will no longer be part of the franchise. That's too bad for him because we're going to win a ring next year. That being said, the Eagles will receive a compensatory pick. They will go to the movies and watch real Denzel and not me, but they will think I look like him. And it'll be very interesting if Cam Jurgens actually starts at right guard. All questions that we're going to have to find out the answers to. But in the meantime, let's get this video started. No matter how you look at it, the Eagles have been absolutely fantastic so far in free agency. Most people were expecting us to lose everybody, but Howie Vision said, nah, that ain't gonna happen. And all of a sudden, once again, the Eagles are by far the best team in the NFC. Still stinks. You by the way, King Dingbat here. Hope everybody's having a great day. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're hanging in there. So they all thought that we were going to lose everybody. They all thought our team was going to be gutted and it was over for the Eagles. But guess what? Howie Roseman had a different idea, a different vision. He had Howie vision. And all of a sudden, we got our player signed and the Eagles are having one of the best free agency periods of any team in the league. Matter of fact, this team is clear-cut the best team in the whole NFC conference. Now, before we get into it, if you're new to the channel and you like the content, make sure you hit that like button. More importantly, make sure you subscribe to the most censored, most throttled Eagles content creator in all of the internet. And if you've been subscribed for a while, I just want to thank you for all the support you give to me. Without you, this truly could not happen. And it is you guys that make this thing go. So thank you so much. All right. So there's a few things I want to talk about because I have a lot of stuff building up inside. You know, we just did a Philly Shakedown podcast with Joey not too long ago. And it got me thinking about the Eagles and this all season and kind of where we're at headed into the draft and to really the second week of free agency, okay? Before we do that, I can't think. I got to get my mind straight. All right. Let's do it. Let's get this thing going. That's right. When you got to think, you put on the pink. You know what I'm saying? There it is. Right there. Now we're ready to roll. It's like Thanos. You know what I'm saying? But I'll tell you what. You look at a week ago, and you look at this team, the Eagles, and where they were, and we were looking at about $6 million under the cap, and everybody's saying, you're going to lose everybody. Your defense is about to get gutted. And even me and other Eagle fans, we thought the same thing. How are the Eagles going to be able to do this? It looked like we were going to lose a lot of people. And initially, we lost linebacker T.J. Edwards. He goes. Then you have Javon Hargrave go. And you're thinking, here we go. It's going to be bad. But all of a sudden, Howie Roseman went to work. Howie Vision went to work. And the job that they have done in order to bring guys back like James Bradberry has been absolutely fantastic, absolutely special. And a big part of it is because guys like James Bradberry didn't want to leave Philly. They wanted to stay here because they know that this team has a chance to win. They know that we're building something really special. And we got Jalen Hurts, the best quarterback in the NFC conference. So why wouldn't you want to stay there? And I will say this, right now we're on the verge of having an A+++ free agency period if CJ Gardner-Johnson resigns with us and hopefully soon. And if he doesn't, we'll be able to weather that storm because we got James Bradberry back. I can't emphasize how much that James Bradbury pickup meant to the Eagles. It was huge. It was huge for us to be able to keep him. Not only keep him, but then everything that happened with Darius Slay, to be able to rework it and keep Slay was huge. Now, if we get C.J. Gardner-Johnson back, that's a wrap. I mean, that's pretty good. But this team is sitting pretty. I said this all along. This team has a good, solid, young nucleus. We're going to still have some holes to fill, of course. We lost some linebackers. I still think we need another defensive tackle. All these things will be addressed the rest of free agency and into the draft. But I like where the Eagles are sitting, because I think that this team on paper is the best team in the NFC Conference, okay? You can make an argument that the 49ers have a really good stacked roster, but the quarterback is the difference between the Eagles and the 49ers. Dallas, not as good as the Eagles. Giants, not as good as the Eagles. And the NFC lost Aaron Rodgers. They also are losing Tom Brady. So the Eagles are sitting pretty. This is why my attitude going into the draft is so aggressive, right? This is why I'm like, yeah, trade up if you can. Go out and get that one player that might take you to the next level, because this team is on the verge. They're on the verge of going back. They're the best team in the NFC Conference. It's just a fact, okay? We don't need 2 or 3 years to be competing for a Super Bowl again. This team is going to compete this year. They're going to compete this year. And so why not go out and get those guys, you know? And some people disagree with me on the running back position, and that's totally fine. I respect it. The one thing I know and I love about Eagle fans is we could talk about it. We could debate about it. We could have discussions. At the end of the day, we all bleed green and we all want the same thing. We may have different ideas of how you get there, but we all want the same thing, okay? And one of the ways I've talked about the Eagles going out and being better is to improve the offense. And I've talked a lot about the running back position. I've over-talked about it probably at this point. However, there's another position on offense that needs an upgrade. It needs to be upgraded. And that is the wide receiver 3. The wide receiver 3 spot needs competition. I personally like Quez Watkins. I think Quez Watkins has talent and can play. I think he should be given another shot, but I don't think he should be handed the job. I think you need to go out and bring in competition. And one guy that I've heard his name connected with the Eagles in terms of the draft is Jaxon Smith-Njigba, okay, from Ohio State. People have talked about him as being a perfect guy to bring in and put at the slot. I have to agree. The kid is fantastic. The kid would be a perfect slot wide receiver for the Philadelphia Eagles. He's fast. He's got good hands. And I think he would be a perfect guy to draft. Now, where are you going to draft him? I don't know. Probably. I've seen a couple places where they have him in the teens, early 20s. I saw one draft simulation had the Eagles taking him at 10. But he is a guy that I would definitely look to and talk about, at least discuss with the possibility of snagging, because you could put him right there at in that slot spot, and he would definitely impact. Now, are the Eagles going to draft another first-round wide receiver after they already drafted 2 in the last 3 years? I don't know. But he would instantly help your offense, in my opinion, to be better. And that's what I want to do. I want to improve the offense. I want the offense to be even better than it was last year. I want him to score more points, because what that'll do is, while my defense transitions, while we have to replace certain players over the course of 2 years in the draft, guess what? I got an offense that's scoring 35 points a game. And there's different ways to go about doing it. I have ideas. We all have ideas. Sometimes the ideas are wrong. Sometimes they're right. Sometimes the Eagles agree. Sometimes they don't. You know? People love to tell you when you're wrong, but they never admit when you're right. And that's fine. That's the name of the game. I get it on here. You know, that's the way it's got to be. But I'm never right all the time. I'm not. I just give you my opinion, my feeling. But I respect all those that give me their opinion who disagree. That's fine. We all want the same thing. We want to win a Super Bowl. We all bleed green. That's the most important thing. And there's different ways to go about building this team. I love what the Eagles have done, because they've been able to bring back James Bradbury. Brandon Graham's back. Fletcher Cox is back. That was a surprise. I did not expect Fletcher Cox to come back. Okay? I thought the Marcus Mariota signing was absolutely fantastic. I don't know if I told everybody here, but in my channel membership, I did a video and I was talking about Marcus Mariota. Marcus Mariota, that whole process with him in the draft, possibly going to Eagles, was the idea that gave me the initial idea to start my channel, because I was so I was all aboard. Go out and get Marcus Mariota. I hated Sam Stinkford. I was mad when they traded Foles for him, and I didn't want Sam Stinkford. I didn't want him on the team. So I wanted Mariota, and I was hoping that the Eagles would get him. And it's all I would talk about, all I talked about for months. And I had nobody to talk to about it. And I said, you know what? Maybe I should start a YouTube channel so I can vent. And that was the initial idea of Philly 500 and this channel. I think I waited like one more year, but that was like the initial thought, and that's when I started actually thinking about doing it, because I was so hyped about getting him. I wanted a quarterback so bad. It didn't work out, but finally he comes, and he's an Eagle now. We have a channel now. Everything's rocking and rolling, and we got a pinky ring. We're doing this. Mark Holmes is eating chicken wings, sacrificing chickens for them Dallas Cowboys. They wear that satanic star. But in all reality, I thought the Marcus Mariota pick was an upgrade, okay? I think the Eagles secondary is going to be just as good, if not better, than it was a year ago. I think that they're going to lose something with the defensive tackle position, Javon Hargrave. However, it's not like this defensive line is slouches. It's not like this defense has slouches. They have Hassan Reddick, double-digit sacks. Josh Sweat, double-digit sacks. Brandon Graham, double-digit sacks. You know, we'll see what these other guys could do. Jordan Davis, can he take the next step? Nakobe Dean, can he take the next step? I also think you got to look in free agency for a guy like Bobby Wagner or something. They could get Dean and then Wagner in, and they get C.J. Gardner-Johnson back. Let me tell you something. If that can happen, they're going to be even better on defense than they were a year ago. Shut up, kids. You got the kids outside. It's dark outside. What if there's strangers and they want to take your kids away, far away? Why are they playing, running around? Go home. Well, you got parents. Anyways, I'm trying to do a video here. So, what the hell's a banging? So, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Bobby Wagner, all that stuff can fall into place because the Eagles have done a great job. They've done a great job in free agency, and I'm excited to see where it goes from here. The Eagles have already kept way more guys than I thought they were going to be able to. And I know Howie has a few tricks up his sleeve. I have no doubt about it. Howie's got big plans, and he's going to unload them. I do think he's going to go up in the draft in round one at one point. It won't be both picks. I did a video yesterday, and some people thought I was saying, you know, trade one pick and then trade the other. I wasn't saying that. The scenario was combine to grab 2 first-round picks and go all the way up and get Will Anderson Jr. That was something different, but I don't know what they're going to do. I just think that Howie's going to trade up. I think he's going to be aggressive. I don't think that the Eagles are just going into the draft looking at building down the road. I think they're also saying, look, we are here. We are on the verge of being Super Bowl champions. We're that good. We can get back there. We just need that one guy. Is there that one guy in the draft at one position that if we draft will contribute first year right away and put us over the top? That's the question. Me, I think there are 2 guys that do that for them. Will Anderson Jr. and Bijan Robinson. And, you know, there's other guys, too, that could probably do it. Jaxon Smith-Njigba might be able to do that. Jalen Carter might be able to do that. The Eagles are going to have to figure that out. But I got to tell you, right now, where we're at in free agency, even though we lost a few guys, by Howie being able to get the guys back that he did, and now be in a position where we're hoping CJ comes back at any point in time, going into the draft with 2 first-round picks, the Eagles are sitting pretty, and we're the best team in the NFC conference, no doubt about it. With that said, let me know what you guys think. Take care. Talk to you later. Of course, don't be a dingbat. Remember, it's Howie Vision. We're all just living in it. You know, I think things are getting worse. I think they're getting worse for me. You know, I have this thing where if I'm asleep, like, I will have a conversation in my sleep. Like, I will talk nonsense, crazy things. My wife has a whole list of crazy things I say in my sleep. Well, apparently it's getting worse. Apparently, last night or this morning, I was making phone calls, trying to call my wife's boss in my sleep to tell him that she can't go to work today. And my wife is saying I was calling and I'm talking. I was half asleep out of it. I'm like, did you record any of this? She said, no, I don't remember any of it. I don't remember any of it. I just remember waking up this morning thinking it was like Tuesday, and it wasn't. It was the weekend. But I don't know. It must be getting worse because now I'm making phone calls to people in my sleep, half asleep. I don't know what the hell I'm saying. Kind of crazy, huh? Denzel Washington out.